sure you guys heard about California. 2 outbreaks. 1, the bird flu. There's something else, but I'm not sure if they've come out with it yet. But we have discussed this, guys. We have. Hope you're ready. Hope you are. In my opinion, before we start the Q&A, this is just my opinion. I don't believe people are ready to endure what they're about to endure. I know that people are hopeful that somehow we're going to enter into a season that has nothing in it, and most people are trying to convince themselves that's what we're going to face, right? Unfortunately, I don't share that. I don't share that because, I'm so glad that pastors like Pastor Paul and those who joined him have gotten together to pray for the administration. It is a first step. Too bad no one initiated this in the Biden administration, right? Too bad no one initiated this in a few administrations. As always, there are folks right now who are setting up shop in certain states. And I know they're not going to be able to stay there. There's going to be a 36-hour movement. Natural disasters are going to kick into high gear. Many people are going to have to go away from those areas that have been, concurrently hit. They're going to have to get up and go and leave everything behind. There are whispers of invasion, but not the kind you would understand. We're not talking about an alien invasion either. An enemy that's already among us. One that cannot be identified. I touch base with that topic every single week, just about every single day, that we cannot name the enemy among us. You can't. Until they stand up, you don't know who they are. There could be some here tonight. Right now, there will be some here tonight who are enemies of the USA, who are enemies of Germany, who are enemies of the UK and France and all the free nations. You don't know who they are until they begin to act. It's a known fact that there are at least a dozen people in Washington that are not loyal to the USA. And we're not talking about the obvious people. If it were the people who are just blatantly, they look and sound like they're against the USA, it's not them. It never turns out to be them. It always turns out to be those you keep missing, those who stay quiet, those who go along with programs. They never speak out before they show who they really are. They have done the exact same thing on a continuous basis since the beginning. If they cannot defeat something, and that something shows the slightest bit of care and compassion to them, they will serve it. They'll serve it. They will serve it. They'll be proud of their servitude. They've been doing it since the beginning. They're really going to, for example, this lady, 2 weeks ago. Now listen to this. 2 weeks ago, she saw something 5 years ago. She put the video on YouTube. Somebody else picked up that same video and played it. I saw it on the news, but the footage is 5 years old. And every time they say SUV-sized drones, they were playing the old footage. So it's all jumbled up now. Somebody says, Mike, since Satan fell with 1/3 of the angels, how is Azazel, who fell with 200 on Herman, be the same as Satan? He's not the same as Satan. He fell. Fell means a fallen state. Means he was no longer a trusted angelic covering cherub as he was in the beginning. He drew 1/3 of the angels with him. That story is echoed in the book of Revelation. Azazel, right? Azazel was the one that talked all the other, that taught mankind specific things. He fell on Mount Hermon, the chiefs of 10, Those were the chiefs of 10, so there were angels underneath them. They entered into a pact so that Azazel would not be by himself, but even they were deceived by the one who deceived Eve in the garden. Did you know that? The same entity that deceived Eve in the garden deceived those angels that fell on Mount Hermon to make a pact and to agree to do the deed that was necessary so they could have children. They didn't want a wife, they wanted children. You know that. They wanted the earth to be their children's inheritance. The fallen angels did. And they did so outside of God's timing. So when the Nephilim were born, and because something that happened back then is happening today, women are becoming sirens yet again. The language origin of the spelling Kesurat. If connected, well, listen, I know you guys have heard the song, right? You've seen one of the translated sayings is, what will be, right? What is that? What will be, will be. Where did that come from? Even that hints to Kesurat, the great, that dimensional dragon, right? What will be is directly connected to what's called the fates. Anybody ever hear the fates? This mythical stuff that's in, some of these stories of the past. Anyway, not to go there saying, well, the bird flu it's caused them to really begin to test many different areas. There's a change of that state as of 2 hours ago, or something like that. And there's another outbreak of something else. I can't mention it until they do it, publicly. But there's another outbreak. So we're in that time, guys. We're in that time. The bird flu is the bird flu. It is. I'm sure that everybody's going to pop on TV and say, hey, if you wash your hands and this and the other, you're going to be good to go, right? Well, face it. There will be. The bird flu, by the way, has been around for a very long time. And we have dodged it for a very long time. Why would it all of a sudden, take hold this time? All of a sudden. And again, there are some other things we're dealing with too in the realm of disease. Remember I told you guys one time, I know you don't want to hear this, but I told you guys something about your pets, that many are going to have to put their pets down. They're going to have to put their pets down. That is also coming. I will say this, guys. Stay prepared. Stay prepared in all areas of your life, especially in those areas that the Lord is giving you keen insight on. The world's going to need some things from all of us very soon. Be ready and willing in that time to help your fellow man, not to hinder him. Don't be afraid of these things coming. Just understand they're also part of the process, part of deliverance. Remember what Jesus said. There's nothing you can lose on this earth that you will not gain again in the kingdom of God. Remember that.